Good evening, everybody. All right. This meeting is being held in accordance with the public laws of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to Star Ledger, the local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the Township website. Pledge of allegiance led by Carl Ostergaard, okay, Junior, Vice Commander, American Legion, Post 22s. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our troops here and abroad. Thank you. Thank you. Roll call?
Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
Present.
Committeeman Capides.
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser. Present. And Committeeman Weber is absent.
All right. Greenfield 55 Plus residence calendar is here for April 2025. Or municipal offices will be closed? Wait a second now.
Maybe Thursday, too.
All municipal offices will be closed in observance of Good Friday, April 18th. Springfield Public Works Annual Arbor Day celebration, Friday, April 25th, 12 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park. Annual planting and seeding giveaway. Springfield Community Cleanup is Sunday, April 27th, from 11 to 2. Meet at Laurel Park. Proclamation Arbor Day will be given to the DPW. Presentation of redevelopment plan for. Oh, okay, so forget that.
That was part of the ordinance.
All right, Easter egg hunt. Easter egg hunt is supposed to be Saturday, starting at 2:15. If it goes by the forecast, it won't happen Saturday. And if it's rained out Saturday, it's on Sunday. So hopefully we can get it in this weekend. I would like to wish everyone a happy Passover. I mean, is it Friday or Saturday?
Starts Saturday night.
Saturday night? I'm learning. For all these years. No, Saturday night. So have a good Passover. All right. And public comment on agenda items only. Anyone here? Open to the public. Seeing none, close it to the public. Reports.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah,
Vegetated waste will be collected curbside. The service will continue through April 30th. After that, all residents can utilize a drop-off at the recycling center at 44 Morrison. We also added a book drop bin at the recycling center. This is something that we could not get rid of. We couldn't put it in recycle, so we've got a separate bin for books only that is up at the pool. Any hardcover book will either be recirculated or properly recycled. Our other crews have been working on spring cleanup on the parks and other township property. We started mulching. Actually, today I saw the guys out doing mulching as part of regular maintenance. I want to give you an update on PSE&G paving because this is a big one. Mizell Avenue will be done curb to curb from Linden to Morris. The milling will be done on the 11th, and the paving is scheduled for the 16th. All this work on the county road will be done between 7 o'clock p.m. and 5 a.m. Rockbourne Construction will do all the notifications and all the detours. Township roads being paved. Brook Street, Rose, Keeler, Salter, and Caldwell. Here's what we got. Brook Street, Rose, and Keeler is under a moratorium. They will be paved in full. Salter will be paved from the intersection of Brook and Salter to Keeler. Caldwell is a full pavement. We swapped some footage with them, so they will pave the entire street. We'll do some of the little stubs and the little side streets, so that's better for us. The milling and the paving on those streets, the milling is April 14th, 15th, and 16th. The paving is scheduled for April 17th. This will be performed in regular business hours, and the reason that we did this is because that's the week the school is closed, so it won't interfere on Caldwell while we're doing the work. Again, we swapped some footage, and again, this is all based on the weather. As long as the weather's okay, we'll be out there. Johanna Way Pumping Station, we had a great meeting on the Johanna Pumping Station. Here's where we are. The Westinghouse parts are no longer available, as we know. We have the manufacturer of the pumps and the motors are scheduled to arrive in June. All the electrical components, meaning the panels, the transfer switches, have all been delivered. JCP&L is scheduled to upgrade the transformers outside the station to meet the demands of the new system. Construction activities is scheduled to begin late May, early June, with a tentative completion date in October, which is well before what we had planned on the December 31st, and all of that money came out of the American Recoveries Act. So that worked out extremely well. Quick update, I think everybody's probably aware, our friends up the street on the Gomes project, the gas line, last week, little minor inconvenience. That was fixed by PSE&G. They're working on the sidewalks now in front of Morris Ave. What we found out, I think I had mentioned before, is that DOT is insisting on 5 foot of cement. We can't have pavers all the way to the curb. So we'll have 5 foot of cement, and then the pavers will be behind that to the building. The bump out is also being worked on Center Street. If you went around the corner, we're gonna have to see if we're gonna have to make Center Street a one-way now, because with the bump out started, if you have a car coming in, a car going out, one of them's gotta wait to pass. It's getting pretty tight there. The lighting has been, the footings have been put in for the lighting along Center and Morris also, so that should be done in the not-too-distant future. We have a meeting tomorrow with Gomes and our attorney here at 3 o'clock. So we'll have a further update on schedule and where we're going to be. If there are any other questions or comments, I'd be happy to answer or get you the answer.
Nope.
I will say that they did send the letters out, because I'm on Rose, and I got a letter
Yes.
about the repaving dates and things like that.
Good.
So I know that's done.
I know it's been annoying, you know, with all of the digging up they've done and the road is bumpy, et cetera, but we see light at the end of the tunnel, so.
Neighboring town is actually, Milburn is very, very rough. Have you,
It's every town. Some it's like that.
every
It's
town, but
awful.
they have really tore up the roads, so hopefully with the spring weather, we can get some of these repaved.
That's the schedule. Thank you.
Minutes, none. New business.
Ordinance 2025-08. This ordinance is to establish a cap bank for the calendar year 2025 pursuant to NJSA 48:4-45.14. Motion?
I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-08 as read by Madam Clerk, with publication in the local source on April 17th, 2025.
Second.
Public hearing on anything? It's open to the public right now. Seeing none, close to the public.
A roll call. Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Committeeman Kapidis?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Second reading on ordinance 2025-09. This ordinance of the Township of Springfield, County of Union, New Jersey, is to introduce the redevelopment plan for 175 Morris Avenue, identified as Block 810, Lot 10, within the Township of Springfield. You have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-09 on second reading, as read by Madam Clerk, with publication in local source April 17, 2025.
I'm going to second.
All right. Publication in the local source, April 17th, 2025. It's open to the public right now on that? Anyone? No one? Close to the public. You want, yes.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to give a quick summary here, procedurally on where we are with this ordinance. This is second reading. This was introduced last month. The ordinance was then sent over to the planning board for its consistency review and recommendations. I believe everyone up here received a copy of the correspondence from the planning board following their meeting relating to those recommendations and the confirmation that it was consistent, that the plan is consistent with the master plan. And that's the summary where we are.
Roll call.
Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yeah, and just to take a few minutes, as I did in the planning board, and articulate it, I'm first off very thankful and very grateful to, you know, our entire administration that worked tirelessly on this, and works tirelessly every day to get development and redevelopment accomplished in our township that we can be proud of, and that meets our expectations. So, you know, thank you to the administration, John, Michael, Craig, our redevelopment attorneys, everybody who works hard on this every single day. Mike in engineering. For a very long time, many different township committees have prioritized, probably over the last 30 years, of trying to get our downtown in a place that everybody is very happy and passionate about and can compete with our neighboring townships of Milburn and Summit and Westfield, and we have certainly had a very hard time accomplishing that. In the past few years, I think, thanks to the administration and our professionals, we've gotten a number of projects accomplished and are in process of being built. The redevelopment plan for 175 Morris Avenue continues to in that direction of revitalizing an area that has been dilapidated, for lack of a better term, for a very long time. And that will be a building that not only looks visually attractive, but helps us meet our affordable housing goals and helps bring in a number of new individuals, 30-something units, into our community and revitalize the downtown into a walking corridor, into something close to transit, right, in Milburn, and something that we can all be proud of, and fixes something that sat vacant for many, many, many years and probably would continue to sit vacant. So I think we're all very happy. I know that I'm satisfied with this redevelopment plan as it's been introduced, and without any further changes, it balances our needs of meeting our state-obligated affordable housing, meeting a desire of this township committee to further revitalize our downtown and make it something that we all are proud of. So with that, I am happy to vote in favor.
I'll do a roll call. Committeeman Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer.
This one took a minute. Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, now we have first reading. Ordinance 2025-10. This ordinance amends certain provisions of the Township Code at Chapters 12 and 35 to reflect certain conditions for the issuance of certificates of occupancy consistent with the New Jersey Uniform Construction Code and updating the penalties for violations of the Township's land use code.
I would like to make a motion on ordinance 2025-10 with publication in the local source April 17th, 2025, with final hearing on May 13th, 2025.
Second.
There we go.
Discussion?
Craig, would you like to give us the top lines here?
Yeah, sure. So the two things are happening here. One is updating some of the, actually really codifying what's already in the statutes as it relates to getting COs issued here. This helps, as we codify a lot of things that are already statutory to help, really to help the residents and the folks who are trying to comply, who may not have access to the statutes themselves. So we get it right into the code to make it clear what the conditions are for a CO. The other item is really just clarifying the maximum end of penalties for certain types of violations of the land use code, which again, it's also statutory, just puts it up to the top limit for those special situations where the municipal court judge deems it necessary to impose higher fines.
So, question, is this codifying the new inspection guidelines?
No.
Issuance of a CO, or is it just, are they different building regulations?
It's just, these have been in place for years. These are just,
Those just updates?
yeah, really more just general conditions for the issuance of a CO that didn't previously exist in the code, but existed in the statute.
Sounds good.
Roll call?
Roll call.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2025-11. This bond ordinance is to authorize the making of various public improvements and the acquisition of new additional or replacement equipment and machinery, new communication and signal systems equipment and machinery, new information technology equipment, and new automotive vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in by and for the Township of Springfield, Union County, New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $2,756,000 to pay the costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
I'll make a motion to adopt the ordinance 2025-11 as read by Madam Clerk, with a publication in the local source on April 10th, 2025, with a final hearing on April 22, 2025.
Second.
Discussion?
Just to put it in, right, we over the last 6 years, we've done a number of bond ordinances that, kind of routine, and we go out to ensure there's some things that we just don't have the capital on cash in hand to do, right? And that's make improvements on a number of our buildings over the number of years. It's buying equipment that, to replace equipment that is outdated. We try to be as prudent as possible. Trust me, there's a lot of things that doesn't get on this bond list every single year. But at the end of the day, we try to do the bare minimum that meets our expectations up here, that ensures that we continue to make the right and critical investments needed to ensure the functioning of our township and making the necessary improvements that we all require so things don't start to fall apart and we get into a issue down the road where we're in a catastrophe. So taking out a small bond each year to make sure that we continue to make our commitments is, I think, the financially prudent thing to do. So, and I'm sure we'll talk more about this during our presentation and our budget presentation, where we'll go into more detail down the line and highlight some of this stuff. But with that, I would encourage everybody to vote yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Mayor Huber.
Yes. Okay. We're going to resolutions. Let me know if you want one poll. Resolution is 2025-110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117,
Pull this, please.
2025, 118.
That's it.
Pull.
Oh, that also?
17 and 18, yeah.
I have a,
Sure, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 2025-110 through 2025-116.
can I have a second?
Second.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 2025-117. This resolution introduces and approves the proposed 2025 budget for the Springfield Community Partnership and provides for public hearing and final adoption.
Want to, want to ask a point of clarification here. So typically, when we approve the proposed bid budget, which is the Springfield Community Partnership, we have a public hearing so we can ask and exercise our oversight over how we spend our money. Will this public hearing happen next meeting, or are we skipping this public hearing?
The presentation?
Correct.
Presentation, you could either have tonight, or we can have it the next meeting.
Well, we have to have it at the next meeting.
So I mean, and I want to be very particular on this because the resolution says approves the proposed budget. So it's not approved, we still have to approve it a second time.
Correct.
Okay.
And you'll get a presentation at the next meeting on the budget.
Jay, start your allocution classes so you can really present. No, we can't. Just checking. All right, thank you.
I'll make did we make a motion or that? I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-117. We should have done that first, Mr. Laufer.
Well, I appreciate your parliamentary advice, Alex. Second.
Okay.
Roll call.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2025-118. This resolution of the Township Committee of the Township of Springfield commits to fourth round present and prospective need affordable housing obligations via a settlement.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-118.
Second.
Second, all right. The reason I pulled it is, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we do up here of consequence, but probably nothing more consequential that puts before us than our housing obligation. I know it's in the media, it's in the news every single day, and it affects a lot of suburban communities, right? We have a fourth round before us. Our courts and now our governor and legislature have sent a clear message time and time again that towns must meet their obligation. This process changed through legislation, and once it changed, the really, really, really smart people, not us, got to work. And that's a credit to John and Mike and our professionals. There's no one else. Mike, I'll be completely honest, you've been a pleasure to work with since we got you in this position, and you've helped us out immensely. And John, your tireless work on this is something to be commended. Through DCA at the state level, they put out a mandate of 284 units that we were supposed to meet in our fourth round settlement, right, over a 10-year span, 284 affordable units. Now, it's not just 284 units. For every affordable unit, there's probably 4 marketplace units. So that's a pretty large number. And through their hard work and tenacity, it got our settlement down to 262 affordable units. And that takes a lot of work. and a lot of negotiation, and I think that's a reasonable number to live with. Is it perfect? By no means, no. But 262 is certainly a manageable number in my mind, and something that we do have to meet. We do have an obligation. We have a housing crisis in this country, and for anybody to say otherwise, you know, you're just not seeing it. We had a presidential election where both presidents stood up and talked about the affordability crisis and the housing crisis our nation sees. Our country never recovered from the Great Recession in the housing that wasn't built. And a lot smarter people than me and the Times and actuaries that look into this say that we'll probably never catch up to what the housing demands in our country need. And especially in our area, in an area that is not, that is desirable to live in, right? The jobs are here. They're not out in Nebraska, they're here. And people want to live here to get to the city and what we support. So we need to make sure that it's not also just the wealthiest of the wealthiest that gets to live here, but a community that takes it. First-year firemen, I can't maybe afford to live in here, well, they get to live in the community and have a right to live in this community, and that's thanks to affordable housing. The police officer who's just starting out, the teacher who's just starting out, all have a right to live in our communities, and that is what this affordable housing obligation means. And thanks to the work of negotiating it out, of looking at all the vacant land and what could be there, we got the number to 262, and that's a credit to Mike, to John, to everybody else who worked on it and appreciated it, and then we get to do the fun things of envisioning new buildings and a brighter future for Springfield and our state. So, thank you.
Okay.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer,
Yes.
Committeeman Capides,
Yes.
Mayor Hughes.
Yes. All right, discussion and action items.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to approve the request received from Mrs. Mallett to waive the Board of Adjustment special meeting fee to install a generator for health reasons at 2 Juniper Way. And we understand this is an emergency situation that could not wait for a regular scheduled meeting.
Second, sorry.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. All right. Correspondence,
Finance.
Finance, I got it.
finance, I'm sorry.
We got to pay some bills. I'll make a motion to adopt payroll and invoices for the period of March 26, 2025 through April 8, 2025 in the amount of $1,442,339.16.
I'll second.
Okay. Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Laufer?
Yes.
Mayor Huber?
Yes. All right. Correspondence. Borough of Kenilworth. Planning Board notice of hearing, April 10th at 7 p.m.
Cool. That was fascinating reading, Mr. Mayor, that you gave me.
All right. Public comment on any governmental issue. Anything you want. Anybody from the public? Seeing none, close to the public.
Can I make a comment before we?
I was going to make a comment.
I just wanted to respond to something, that Committeeman Kaiser brought up on our fair share housing. I think it's a credit to the 5 of you that we settled this, because what I hope the residents understand is that the natural reaction would be to fight this, and we could have went to court to fight it. But you have to understand the consequences. We were looking at probably in excess of $100,000 in legal bills. We were basically guaranteed to lose. And this committee took a stance that we were going to make an effort to settle it rather than going to court and spending taxpayers' money, when really, at the end of the day, it was a no-win situation. The judge basically had told us, and Mike, you can attest to this, we would have ended up at least at the 284. So we weren't going anywhere with it. So as unpleasant as it was the right thing to do, to settle this. So thank you for all your help so that we were able to settle it.
My comment, John, if we can post one more time for the Springfield Budget Residence Review Committee on social media, that would be appreciated. Two, and tomorrow night is our inaugural meeting of the 250th Anniversary Committee for the Township of Springfield. Very excited, and I think I'll see some people who are here tonight there as well. So I just wanted to make those two announcements before we go into closed. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay? Okay. We'll go into closed session, and there will be
No action.
no action following closed session. Resolution 4825, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will, during this meeting, enter into discussion of the following matters: attorney-client privilege and personnel, attorney-client privilege and contract negotiations. Whereas matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township. Now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exist.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.